You see the parking sign?
Yes.
That means there's a space available. So once you see that, you just put it in reverse and then Autopark ready. You press start.
And watch the magic happen.
And it will get very, very close to the cars around you, but it will not hit the cars.
Wow!
Oh my
Autopark complete! That was your first Autopark. How do you feel?
Come true. Parallel park. It caused me to fail my driving license 3 times. I mean, driving test 3 times. Parallel parking. Oh my god.
So now we can retake your driving test with
No, I haven't
full
got my
self-driving.
license. I just haven't drive for a long time.
So cool!
It's amazing. Oh my
I'm
god.
glad you guys got to experience this.
This is magic.
Yes.
This is magic, right? 2 things that keeps Elon Musk awake every night is Starship and full self-driving. FSD, to the believers, is like seeing the future happen. To skeptics, it's like an over-promise. So today we have the opportunity to experience full self-driving beta here in Los Angeles with Tesla Joy.
Yay!
Joy has been an FSD beta user for 6 months. Joy, what should the audience know about you?
Hi everyone, I am Joy, aka Tesla Joy, on YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I have been a FSD beta tester since October 2021, and I got my silver Model 3 July of 2018. So I've had this car for almost 4 years, and I had the previous version of FSD, which was called Enhanced Autopilot. That includes Autopark, Auto Steer, Auto Lane Change, and Navigator Autopilot. And later on, I upgraded to FSD Beta, which includes a city full self-driving, which I have now too.
We know you have many questions about it, especially for us here in Asia Pacific. So we're going to dive right in, and as Joy just shows us how FSD Beta works in the streets of LA, we'll answer a few of your most requested questions also. Click subscribe to stay updated to more videos on Tesla. Let's dive right in. We're now in Joy's 2018 Model 3, and over here Joy's going to tell us what version of FSD Beta we're using. But before that, I know some of you are a bit confused, like why is there Autopilot, FSD and FSD Beta? So Joy, can you share with us in very simple terms what's the difference between these 3?
Yeah, that's a great question. So FSD Beta really is FSD, but the beta part is city full self-driving. That's the difference. So when people say beta, it means they have the city full self-driving portion of the entire FSD package.
Okay. So this is the most advanced one. And what version are we using? Could you tell us a bit more?
Yes, so we are currently on FSD beta version 10.10.2, which is not the most updated yet. There is, I think, 10.11 that's rolling out today or yesterday, which I have not gotten yet. So this is 10.10.2.
Thank you, Joy. And right now we're going to pick a route just to show you both light, heavy traffic conditions, different terrain. So Joy, tell us a bit more about the route you decided for us to go to.
Yeah, so we're in Santa Monica, and right now we're in a residential area, so not a lot of traffic. I am going to take you guys to the Santa Monica place, which is a mall. There's like a supercharger there, but I'm actually not gonna go to the supercharger. But this entire area is very touristy, and there will be a lot of pedestrians and a lot of traffic. You can see the red. These are all, traffic jams. So this will make a pretty interesting drive.
Thank you. And as they say in Star Trek, hit it.
engage.
Yes, engaged.
Daren, you
Captain Joy.
You meet a bigger Star Trek fan.
I am a Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
Bigger Star Trek
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. Yeah. So now you know.
Star Trek, yes. Next generation, Captain Picard is the man.
Oh, there you go. So as we take this ride with Joy, I'll be asking her a few of your questions, and you also see the UI, the navigation as well. From time to time, we'll have Joy explain some of the key features, like why does a car turn blue suddenly? Why does a map zoom out in intersections? We'll talk a little bit about that along the way also.
Okay, so I just like picked a place by the mall, and well, oh, it's gonna take us through the outside. Okay. Ocean Drive. Okay, I think Ocean Drive, even though it's a straight shot, it's a very popular scenic route. So we might run into different scenarios. So we'll see. Here we go.
So if you notice the red line in the user interface, that means the user has FSD Beta, because as you know, our normal FSD and Autopilot are blue lines.
Yeah. So the red means those are the boundaries or the landmark or the sides of the road.
Now
so
turn left onto L10
I
Avenue.
already engaged FSD Beta, and so we're doing the first left turn. And this street is a little tricky. There's a bicyclist coming up here. And you can see the pathing here. And there's no clear center marking, but the car will try to calculate the position of which side it's supposed to be on. And I'm, of course, paying attention the whole time because, again, this is beta version. I have to be attentive. I'm training the system. I'm training the car. So now there's a pedestrian walking, there's a dog, and this is a stop sign, and FSD Beta looked around, say it's clear, and it proceeded.
So you can see.
And see, you have a dog and a pedestrian crossing, and the car slowed down for them.
It covers so much. You can see the stop sign.
Yes. Let me actually do this so you can see even more.
You can get full screen visualization here.
Yes. So even though there's no clear lane markings, the car's still trying to stay to the right side, which is the side that we drive on, not the left side, like Singapore.
Yes. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there is no lane markings on this road. The car is making a call. And last time FSD, they had rolling stops, but now it will actually fully stop in a stop sign.
Right, and this one, this intersection here, it's only a two-way stop sign. So the traffic can go straight without stopping on either side. So the car paused and looked and made sure it's fine, and then proceeded.
I think Grace's mind is being blown multiple times right now.
Mind blowing. It's really
In 500
amazing.
feet, turn left onto Ocean Avenue.
So we want to ask you, Joy.
Yes.
A lot of people feel it's very hard to get FSD Beta. You need to get you got a 99 safety score 6 months ago, and people feel like, oh, do I need to drive really conservatively, drive at night? What's your advice for people? Do they really need to transform the way they drive?
You will be a lot more cautious when you drive. You have to kind of go back to when you were studying for your driver's license, almost like student driver type of way of drive. So now we just, make this turn, and the car kind of creep forward little by little, just looking at both sides of the traffic, and then make the left turn perfectly. But yeah, it took me about 10 days to pull my safety score from 94 up to 99. And then I finally got the second wave of the FSD.
So it is,
or second wave of FSD Beta.
it is a bit of a commitment and training. It's not you automatically get it, but it's it's not insane effort as well, and
Yeah.
the safety score requirement will slowly go down over time.
Well, if you'll go back to the way you were driving before if you're not on FSD. But I also want to point out the car right in front of us is a fuel cell Hyundai fuel cell car. It's the first time I'm seeing that electric
Hyundai
vehicle.
Nexo. Yeah,
Yes.
I've never seen that brand before. I mean that model as well.
Yeah. So hey, we spotted a new EV.
This is the very scenic Ocean Drive.
Yep, the Pacific Ocean is right there. This is a very popular tourist spot. So sometimes, these crosswalks will have pedestrians. So this is a very good scenario to test FSD Beta and how it deals with, cyclists, pedestrians, without, see this guy's running. No, I had to disengage because the car didn't want to stop. So again, that's why I said FSD Beta works 80 to 90% here in LA for me. And you always have to pay attention. And here we have a little bit of construction going on. So you have like cones, you can see cones on the screen, and the marking is not so great, but then the algorithm still guessed it.
So we just have cones, we've got pedestrians. How well does FSD Beta now deal with like people, animals, roadkill, potholes?
Well, roadkills and potholes it would not detect. But let's say that this person's going to open the car door and I'm rolling. See how the car kind of went around it?
Yes.
Like it's very human-like. Like if I were controlling the car myself and I see there's a person on the sidewalk with the car door open, I would have done the same thing. So FSD just did that too, just a little bit of maneuver around so that it's not being too close to the pedestrian back there.
So it's really very good. As Joyce mentioned, this is a beta product. This is not a final consumer product. So a lot of us who are using this, we need to be vigilant. We need to test.
Yeah, like the signal just came off for some odd reason. Again, this is not perfect, but I don't know why it came on and then it went away. Now we're still going straight,
In
which is
500
fine.
feet, turn left onto Broadway.
Yeah, just like that. So what happened was because there's traffic, right? Everybody stopped. So Beta thought that this lane is an open lane that I can travel into. So it tried to go into that lane, but that's not legally correct. But now I can because there's an opening. But back there, that was not supposed to happen, and I had to disengage.
And when this happens, we saw in your earlier videos, you can actually report this to Tesla.
Yes, so there is a camera, so I can just tap on it. But I just learned actually that if you disengage, you don't necessarily have to tap that because that disengagement will automatically send the data back to Tesla. So if I am on a drive and I didn't disengage and there's something happening back there that FSD Beta wasn't acting correctly, then I could just, press that button and report it back. Okay, so now we have an unprotected left turn coming up. So the car normally should inch forward to the center, like a little bit more. It's not, so I'm actually going to feather tap on the acceleration just to encourage it to go a little bit. And this is a very busy intersection and you can see all the cars coming, but hopefully after this car, oh, now it's red. I can't turn. Never mind. Yeah, so the thing is, Beta is still very cautious. So a lot of times it's going to take the conservative approach versus the aggressive. So sometimes, like I said, you have to, tap on the acceleration, just give it a little boost and say, hey, it's okay, you can go. But I didn't because it was already turning red. So we'll try again at the next green light. But I have noticed in the last 6 months since I've had beta, unprotected left turn has improved dramatically. If that light didn't turn yellow and then red so quickly, the car would have just made it like perfectly. There have been a lot of times when it made that turn, I would be clapping my car like, good job. For real, like, great. And that was perfect. Okay, so the car was honking at me from back there, and I gave it a little boost, and then it's waiting for that car to go. I'm gonna boost it again. So again, it's very conservative, but Tesla is being very, very safe with beta. So like right now they're pedestrians, and so it stopped, but I'm gonna boost it just a little bit so that it can make the turn. And then now here we are, and I think our destination is
is on the left.
It's right here. So we can pick another destination. I'm gonna drive up there, and then we'll find another spot to drive to.
Sounds good. So as Joy finds a spot, I think our question would be, at this stage of development, is this a party trick, a gimmick for friends, or you would actually use it yourself for your daily driving routine, even when no one's watching you?
Oh, that's a great question. I absolutely use it every single day. Every single time I'm out driving, unless I'm just like running across the street to the grocery store. Like on my way here to meet you guys, I used it. So it's definitely not a gimmick. And I have found that now if I do not use it and I drive manually, it feels really weird.
So if FSD Beta was suddenly gone, it would be a big loss. How would you feel?
I would feel like going back to driving like an ICE car manually. Like I'm not fond of manual driving that much anymore. All right, I'm gonna pull over to the meter here, and then we'll find another destination. All right, so I'm gonna go over to the business park.
Okay.
It's gonna be on Surface Street, but hopefully. Oh no, we will get on Freeway.
Yes.
For a couple miles. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
We
Okay.
have 2 miles of freeway, so we're going to
Yes.
try freeway driving. That's going to go back into city streets.
Yes. Oops. Sorry. Let me disengage first, and we are supposed to
In
make
500
a
feet,
U-turn.
make a U-turn to stay on Main Street.
Okay. Here we go.
Now make a U-turn to stay on
I
Main
already
Street.
did, and then Olympic. Okay. I'm just
Now turn right onto
doing
Olympic
manual right
Drive.
now, but since we're at the red light, I'm going to turn this on.
So again, to activate full self-driving, you just double tap
double
on the right
tap.
stalk.
Yep. So it says it's creeping forward. It's looking at the pedestrians, looking at oncoming traffic, and then now it goes.
In 500 feet, take the Interstate 10 East ramp on the left.
So you can see the light colors, light signals. And Joy mentioned earlier videos, you can also see the lights, the brake lights coming from the
Yes.
cars behind you.
Yeah, so like that car, yep, you can see that blinking.
Can you tell us a bit more about the blue cars and what
yes,
they mean?
the blue cars, it means that if it's like at a stop sign, or the car is trying to change to that lane, this is a car that FSD Beta or FSD is watching to see if it needs to like get behind it or whatever. So that was a car it was paying attention to, or I guess has the priority. So now we just like merged with this car, and we're on the freeway. We're gonna go on the freeway okay. So now there's phantom braking, and I don't know why. So I'm going to report that. Sometimes after the merge, it does the phantom brake. It will slow down for some odd reason. But right now this is on FSD. So the beta portion was a city portion, and now we're on the freeway. This is navigate on autopilot. So navigate on autopilot allows the car to take you from on-ramp to off-ramp and does lane changes automatically on its own based on the speed and the route. So today we're not traveling very far, and so we're staying in this lane because in about a mile we're going to exit the freeway, but you'll get to see the car doing the off-ramp on its own.
Have you got the opportunity to try similar driving technology from other car brands?
No, I have not. Yeah. I know another one that's around is Comma AI. It's a retrofit, really cheap solution. Supposedly works pretty well too. I know some people have done like a side-by-side comparison, but I have not. I have not experienced that myself. And another popular one, or another one that's gaining popularity because more U.S. car companies are adapting the technology, is the Super Cruise. And I have not tried that, but supposedly they say that Super Cruise works pretty well on the freeway as well.
But some of you have heard and know that full self-driving is right now fully using the cameras. It's full vision. There's no LiDAR being used. And so Toyota just announced that they're going to adopt a full vision approach as well. And Elon's response on Twitter is quite interesting also.
Yeah, so the car just exited the freeway on its own, and then we're gonna make a right, and the car knows which lane it's sticking to. And then it's gonna stop right behind this car, which is dark gray because the car is in our lane. But as soon as the car moves away and FSD feels it's safe for us to do so, then it will move forward. And then now here's a stop sign, and again, it's gonna be very cautious, and it's gonna creep, and then it's going to move forward. And see, it's all doing lane changes all by itself. Okay, so here's an unprotected left turn. And
wow!
Actually, the earlier turn was already quite amazing. Yeah, it was not that conservative. If I was driving, I would be way more conservative. It's amazing.
yeah, and also I have set my beta on assertive mode. So there are 3 different modes you can set. The aggressiveness, I guess. There's the chill, the average, or assertive. Initially, I just, when I first got FSD, I'm like, let me do like the most chill mode, and I found out that I got hunked like crazy because it was just being extra cautious and conservative. So after about 2 to 3 days of using beta, I'm like, let me just do assertive in LA. And so I switched to assertive. I'm like, okay, this is more like LA driving because everybody drives aggressively here. So yeah, so what you're experiencing is the assertive mode on beta.
As y'all can see, like the car sees everything, and the intersection, it actually zooms out, especially big ones where you get to see a lot more of the environment.
Yes.
And when you drive FSD Beta at night, like, do you feel safer because it sees so much more than the human eye?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So here's the thing is, one thing I don't like is the car, when it's supposed to go, like after it makes a turn or makes a lane change, it doesn't accelerate fast enough, like to match the speed of the oncoming traffic that it's going to. So back there, I almost like step on the car, just like go, because I saw the cars flying down the road. But yeah, I just made another unprotected left turn, and anyway, we're here at our destination. So I'll find another parking spot.
I think that was really smooth, and for some FSD Beta drivers, sometimes they intervene not for safety, but sometimes they don't want to annoy the drivers around them, or there's just some local nuances.
Yes. Yeah. So, were you guys at TeslaCon?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear about the? Were you there when I was on the panel?
Not yet, unfortunately, because we
Okay.
were the owners club back then, the New York owners club back then. We would love to.
Oh,
We
I
only
see.
came after when I think it was Sandy.
Okay. Because I was on the FSD beta panel.
With James Dahmer.
With James and Kim and others. The comment that you made, I was gonna make a comment, but that it was something I said on the panel. So, you said a lot of beta testers disengage
Yes.
because of the surrounding, right? So on the panel, there's actually a YouTube link that you can watch. I realized that FSD beta algorithm follows the traffic rules to the T. Like it's like right on, okay? Like when you're taking your driver's license, like what you're supposed to do, it follows the law like perfectly. But with human drivers, we oftentimes would make up our own rules, right? So like here in LA, I used an example when I was on the panel that here in LA, a lot of times we have 2 lanes of traffic, and then the lane on the right-hand side, or human drivers would have our own rule of splitting that 1 lane into 2 lanes automatically, one to go straight and the right queue, they would turn right.
Same in Singapore.
Okay, because here in LA, cars can turn right even though the traffic light is red. Okay, now FSD beta, a lot of times I have to disengage because FSD beta would stay dead center in the middle of that lane, and people behind me get annoyed. They're like, okay, are you going straight or are you going to turn right? Right? So make up your mind. If you're going to turn right, then stick to the right so people, going straight can be toward the left. Or if you're going straight, don't block the people that can make a right at the red light, right? But FSD, this is the middle, I'm staying here. So that's the time when I would have to disengage.
Very important to know these nuances. This is not perfect software, and again, when it tries to follow all the laws, it has unintended consequences in the real world, where maybe 80% of drivers have their own local laws and norms as well. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see technology and human people coming together here. We just saw 2 drives, 2 routes. The reality is, for most of us, especially non-techies, we just want to know, is it safe? Is it going to get me from point A to B without any major problems and troubles? So I want to hear from my wife Grace as a passenger, how she felt in the past 15 minutes.
So safe. It's amazing. And I'm watching the screen and I'm watching Joy's hands, and it really looks as if someone is driving. It really looks as if, and I think Joy, she's actively looking, so she knows when to come in and intervene, or to boost. When she said boost, I felt it was exactly the right word. It's like you're just trying to guide it along, but actually, the algorithm is doing, I was saying 90% of the work. It's closer to the 90, 90 something. It's really amazing, and so I'm not the best driver. So this is like a dream come true. If it works, and we have it in Singapore, oh my god, I would definitely drive again.
Will you feel safe putting our daughter in a car of FSD Beta now?
Definitely more safe than if I were the one driving.
Sometimes I feel more safe than even some of the Uber or Grab or taxi drivers potentially. Yeah. So this is really very good, and most drivers who drive for 20, 30 years, they don't improve even 5% year on year. FSD Beta improves, what we say, 10% month on month?
I don't know. So I have been driving for more than 30 years, okay? I got my student driver's license when I was 15 years old. I am 48 right now, okay? So I have been driving for over 30 years. And yeah, you're right. I mean, my driving skill is already has already plateaued. I'm not improving anymore. But FSD, I don't know the percentage because every single update has tiny improvements that may not be so obvious. So, for example, the unprotected left turn took, I think, a couple of updates for it to become the way that we experience today, right? Like I was like clapping, like, yeah, that was perfect, right? But there are still other tiny little nuances here and there. And of course, the edge cases that we didn't get to experience today. That, you know, I don't know how the algorithm will fix it. But I think for FSD, full self-driving, complete full self-driving for everywhere, city, freeway, everything, for it to work perfectly is for other cars to also be on FSD. So everybody's following the same rules, and we know that we're not going to run into each other, and we know what to expect. So as long as there are humans behind the wheel, there's always that risk of accident and agitation, irritation, road rage of, you know, what is FSD doing? But in reality, FSD is being safe. It's following the traffic rule as it should be. It's us humans that are making the mistakes.
Agree. Joy, thank you for letting Grace and I experience the future. I know many of us are a bit skeptical because we don't see FSD beta. I hope this gives you not a very technical, but just a simple look at what was possible. And again, this is a beta product. This is far from the final product. It is not perfect, but even despite not being perfect, it is magical in many ways. I don't know how to describe this. You watch a YouTube video and think, why are these people so excited? And we're not even in the driver's seat, we're in the passenger seat. But we really feel super excited. These are things that if you go to the US or Canada, you find friends at FSD Beta, that's the first thing you book in your itinerary. Not those Michelin star Japanese restaurants, sushi restaurants, that one you can find anywhere. Come here, find a friend at FSD Beta, whether it's Joy or someone else, try it. Elon said in GigaFest, FSD Beta will have more wide rollout in the US by end of this year. Beyond Canada, you'll see the left-hand drive beta coming out to the European markets also. Maybe China, and hopefully one day down the road for our friends here in Southeast Asia also. I'm still processing my feelings and thoughts, but I gotta say right now that if you want to learn more about FSD Beta, Joy is an amazing person to follow. So I'll put a link down in the video description for Tesla Joy's YouTube channel. It's been a joy here. This has been a graceful drive. And you know, something that you may not notice throughout the rest of the video, right? You see, Tesla Joy doesn't cover FSD Beta. Like, you look at all these glam in your car. But you probably think that this is a white interior, but this is actually a seat cover that Joy covered in a video a month ago. And you know, this seat cover, like, it looks legit like the real thing.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that you can change the seat cover like a wrap. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this. If you found this inspiring, you've learned something from it, please click the like button. Hit subscribe to stay updated to more videos on Tesla. Signing off, this is our final video here in the United States because we're heading back to the US.
Huh?
Sorry, we're not heading back to the US, we're heading back to Singapore.
You don't want to leave, right?
We don't want to leave, yeah. See, it's a Freedom slip here. Bye bye everyone. I was too impressed by FSD Beta.
Bye.